So, welcome to another little commentary. Today I'm going to be flying the MiG-15, which is one of my preferred airframes in IL-2 Korea. One of the topics that I kind of wanted to cover today was just go over a couple of concepts that apply when you are playing Lone Wolf and you are playing a very like boom and zoom sort of style. So, one of the first things when you're playing this style of gameplay, which is what I'm doing here, you want to stay high and you want to stay fast, and you want to check your 6 often. And what you're going to be doing here more than anything else is looking for enemy contacts, and once you see them, you're going to press the attack without them knowing. You'll notice I look around a lot as I set up for this pass on this F-84. And a little tip that I can give you, I'm actually going to pause it real quick. Or let's see, hold on, if I could find a better place to pause it right here, yeah. So a little tip that I can give you is when you are trying to keep your situational awareness up when trying to stay on somebody's 6, is look at the terrain. For instance, if I were to look away from this F-84 right now and then look back, I know that I need to look kind of back at this kind of like ridge feature right here. So I can look away, look back. When I circle my head back around to the front of the aircraft in order to regain tally, I'm going to be looking basically on this intersection between like this ridge line and this ridge line, and he should be somewhere right there. I don't need to be looking over here next to the road or the lake or this town right there. All I have to do is look in this little direction right there. So that can be very useful when you're setting up a bounce. Like that. See, I just checked 6 and I look back and he's right there. He's still on that ridge. And that piece of advice is very useful even when you're stalking contacts from a fair distance away. So here we're coming in fast. We're 900 kilometers an hour. You want to stay fast in this situation so that if you miss your shot, you can immediately trade your airspeed for altitude, and you have so much energy and you can just disengage at will. One of the most powerful things that you can do with the MiG-15 is choosing to engage and disengage at will. So right there, I got a couple of hits in, nothing serious enough to truthfully shoot him down. I could have fired from a closer range than what I did. I just chose that long-range shot because it looked okay, and I did tap him, so that was pretty good. And here you'll notice the first thing I do is trade my airspeed for altitude once again, and I can kind of make a decision at that point to disengage or press the attack. Here, he's flying so passively that I decide to re-engage. And here, I'm going to do another thing real quick. Oh, right there. So look at this shot right here. How did I set up this gun solution? You want to set it up so that your guns are ahead of the flight path of the enemy aircraft, so that there is going to be an intersection between them flying forward and your line of fire. So from there, you just hold down the trigger for the duration of, like a second or two, who's to say, and eventually the guy is going to fly, the enemy contact is going to fly into your line of fire. And that is like super important when it comes to setting up these kind of like snapshots at high speed, high closure, and you want to retain your energy. So you're not just sitting on the guy's 6, it's a little bit of a slashing attack. And this right here really demonstrates like how I like to set that up. As you can see, it just destroys him right there. Maybe for cinema I should have let that whole thing play out, but I really wanted to eyeball to show you what it is that I'm looking at when I'm setting up these shots. So that was a very successful attack. Both the first and the second pass, in my opinion. And I was actually pretty pleased with this. And then the first thing that we're going to do, as soon as I see that he's down, we're going to climb right back up. The MiG-15 is kind of a cheater airplane in the fact that it climbs the best and has the best high altitude performance. So you go back up to your comfort zone as soon as you can, and you just stay up there. If a Sabre or some other aircraft were in the area and they see me setting up, those gun solutions, at the very least, I'm right back up in my comfort zone, and I should be able to outclimb them, especially with that energy advantage. So being able to press that attack the way that I did, I think that's one of the strongest ways to fly to MiG 15. So here, after that shot, I was feeling pretty good, and I am just going to look for kill number 2. Now, there is something that I want to address here that's a little bit unseen in this footage, is that my fuel state is okay, but it's not the best. It's right around 900 liters right now, and it's not enough gas that I would look for any sort of prolonged situation. So here, I'm looking for one more kill, and then I'm going to go back to the base. If I can't find it here soon, I'm just going to mosey on back anyway. My playstyle really reflects trying to bring the airplane back home as much as possible. So, oh, and then right there we have another contact right there. So very happy with that. Swept wing. It is a Sabre. We know that because of the label. And here, oh, okay. I'm sorry to pause it again, but I gotta pause it again. So, before choosing to engage this guy, I looked at how he was flying. If this guy were to start maneuvering aggressively, like sharp banks, or bringing their nose in my direction, that to me telegraphs that this aircraft knows about me, and I'm actually probably not even going to take that fight, because, you know, I don't like taking dogfights. Here, the flight path of this aircraft did not change after I got tallies. So we can make an assumption that he probably doesn't know about us. If this aircraft does not know about me, bang on, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go for the engagement. So here, we're going to press the attack, because it feels like a good decision. The same thing, we're going to line up the shot as best we can. And what you'll see here is that that was actually a pretty good shot, in my opinion. However, literally the Sabre was in between the bullets, so I think it's the rate of fire of these cannons is not the highest, and consequently, I'm pretty sure I didn't hit him. And I was actually cussing out loud when this happened, in good faith, of course, you know, no biggie, because I gave away my position and I didn't even tap him at all. So here we're going to go right back up. I'm not going to maneuver. I'm just going to stay up here, and honestly at this point my plan was to just leave and go back to the north and go put it down. I could dogfight the Sabre, but there's somebody else in the area because we're fairly close to their frontline airbase. And here I make the decision to go back in, and the decision was based off of the fact that the maneuvering of this guy was not very aggressive at all. I don't know if he lost tally on me, but if that's the case, his flying right now reflects that he does not know about me. So I'm going to go in for a second pass, because he let me get behind his 3-9 line. He let me set up a second pass here. Not maneuvering, not doing any braking, which is to say a hard turn left or right. So I'm going to go and set up for a second pass. Coming in. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this. And kind of the same thing happens where I tap him this time around, but only a few rounds get in. So here, I don't know if you can see my head shake in frustration again. But I was unable to get the kill on that pass. And this time he actually does maneuver, so he does point his nose at me. Again, I came in with a higher speed than what he had, so as you can see, he tries to follow me up. He can't. He didn't have the energy to begin with. And here he was nose up, and then he flopped down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the attack again, because I just have a higher energy state. I kind of wish attack view could really cement the point that I'm trying to make here, because that would be fairly important. Here we go. We're going to go in for pass number 3. Third time's the charm. And here he should be rolling. He should be braking. He should be disengaging as best he can. He should know about me, but he's not, so I am going to just try to get that in. And here, as we can see, very nice. We were able to tap him, and he catches on fire. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, what I didn't notice throughout this engagement here, if I can get my back, this is a friendly airfield and this is CombatBox. So I'm about to get yeeted off the server here in 1 second because I shot at somebody who was like too close to this airfield. And he did bail out here, as you can see. So I'm going to call that a kill, and unfortunately, I do get booted off the server right there. I hope you enjoyed.